Hello and welcome back to the final chapter, or at least I hope it's the final chapter. I'm sure you do too. The final part of the resurrection of a 1924 Elgin pocket watch. As you remember from the other videos, this was all in bits. There was lots and lots of broken parts in it, bits missing. It was just a project. At the end of the last video, you see it was all together and it wasn't running. So I've had a look at it this morning, and basically I know why. So what I did, I've been through my parts boxes and I've come up with, you remember this was the original dial with a little crack up there at the top. It's gone just there. Everything in the way. I went through a box of old hands that I had and I picked out those that look pretty good. Right. I went through a box of old balance wheels that they're all good, everything's good in them, but you know, they're all different. And I picked out that one. The problem lied when we put it all back together was with, let me get these out, that one has got a problem. I don't know why. I don't know a lot of things, and why is one of them. I don't know why it wouldn't run with that on it. You know, I've looked at it and it looks like the jewel in there, the bottom jewel, it just, you know, it just didn't look right. It looked like the hole was off centre. So I put it on real sort of intense magnification and it just doesn't look right. So what I'm going to try today is to get rid of it out of the way. I'm going to try this one. I don't know if you can see, but straight away, can you see, you can almost see straight through to the underneath of this. And if we compare it again, that one, it kind of just doesn't look right. There is a hole there, but it's not great. So I think we're going to ditch that one. We're going to put that into the never to be seen again. Okay, so now what we have to do, if it'll be so nice as to be helpful this morning. Okay, so as you can see on the bottom there, if I can do it, you have just there is just there, it's the roller jaw. Now that roller jaw has to line up and go into that gap on the pallet fork to make things work. So that little red thing, I don't know if you can see in colour there, it's got to go into that pallet. So what we attempt to do is to slide it in. Oh, you can hear my dog crying in the background because he can hear me talking. There you go. So now I don't know if you can again see that. Can you see the pallet fork flicking backwards and forwards? Dink, donk. So, moment of moments. Now again, can you see that little fella sticking up there at the top? Where are we? Just there? Yeah, that there. Flapping about on that balance spring. Boing. Well, that has to, let's turn this around so I'm not going to do any damage. So that little bit there that was flapping about, let's see if we can get them both in the camera. That bit there that's flapping about there, and going boing, boing, boing at the slightest vibration, has now got to be fitted into that bit upside down this tiny part of the hairspring there that's running sort of across it, that has got to go in between. I'll pick this up, I'll get it from that angle. Lord, oh, I can't get you from that angle, but if we can see the angle, oh mate, I've got to move that, because you know I'm so clumsy, I'm going to bust it. Right, so let me see if I can turn that in a way that you can see. No, can we see it? Let me put it down a bit. Okay, no, you can't really see it, but this part here, can you see the gap between those two pins? Well, the hairspring has got to go in between them two, and that's the regulator for regulating it to fast and slow. So bottom pivot, top pivot, the hairspring, I don't know, call it pin, have all got to fit together. What are the chances of that happening? So we see all this, yeah, because this is like the heart of the watch. Now if we move that, yeah, okay. All right, that's looking promising. Promising. Screw in. Excuse fingers again. Just hold that down. There we get the screw started. That's it. Shouldn't really use tweezers. Should use something that's not scratchable. But you know, come on, be fair. This is a parts watch. Oh, I thought it was going to start then. Okay, so you're going to struggle to see this now, but that there has now got to go underneath the plate and then pop back up in that triangle. Oh Lord, wipe my hands because I'm a little bit stressy pants. Right, here we go. Will it go under? I'm going to try and let you see as much as you can. So there, it's going under. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not. It's going under, going under. Now the bit that really makes me nervous is I have to stick that underneath it all. Try not to spear the hairspring. Oh, Lord. Pop it up. Well, that went well, didn't it? And now give it a shake and see what happens. We're back in the room, children. Oh, that's a relief, isn't it? There you go. There you go. No, 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 you didn't think I'd do it. I didn't think I'd do it. Anyway, so we're back. So now, the next interesting part. I use the oiler. Urologist everywhere, please just go downstairs, make a cup of tea, don't look, come back in 5 minutes. Because this screw on here is so fine, I don't like to slip off until I've got it almost tight. I hope you can see this. So I use the back of an oiler. Just, oh, see what I mean? Gosh, imagine that was a screwdriver, that would be the end of it, wouldn't it? You'd hear a big crash as it went flying out the window. So, see, that's nice and tight. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. Bum, bum, bum. What's next? What's next? What is next? Okay. So now what we need to do is turn it over gently, being careful of my big fat clumsy fingers. Which way round do I want it? Yeah, I'm going to put it that way in. Excuse fingers, I know you can't see a lot, it's not interesting. I'll just put it, turned it upside down. I don't know if you can see through those holes there. You can see the pallet fork and boing, boing, boing. That's the jewel just there, and that's the bottom jewel for the balance wheel. So the balance wheel swinging around in that sort of direction around this area. That stud there that's just sticking up, that's the stud for the doobie, the balance fork, and that's it swinging around underneath the pallet. So next, what do? We use, if I can possibly find one, we use a clean oiler, not the oiler for putting the screw in and pushing and pulling. We use a clean oiler and just a little dab of oil there, a little dab just on there, a little dab there. Oh, so I've got enough there. Oil a battleship. A drop there. That's the where the second hand goes, and a little drop just there. Okay. All jolly good. Right. So this here is the it's got another technical note. I know what it is. That is good. Let's leave it at good. I'll think what it's called in a minute. I can never remember. Pardon me. Right, so now which way up does that go? We're still ticking in there. You're not messing me around though. Right, so that fella there and this fella there, they live together in perfect harmony. This one does your hour wheel, hour hand, and this one does the minute hand. Okay, so we got everything in there I need. Yep, wipe my hands again. Okay, now then, you will often see I use plastic tweezers for this bit because I don't want to scratch it. Right, can you see these pins that are sticking up? You often see, I've got one here. Yeah, you often see faces that have got big chunks out in the corners. That's because when you're learning all this stuff, you don't understand it. This isn't one of mine, by the way, but people think, well, I don't know how that comes off, and they just try and lever it and they muller it. So what we have to do now, pop this back on. So look for where the pivot comes out for the minute hand that we spoke about earlier. Just stop that then. Yeah, I must have caught it with my finger. And then we just pop that. I'm trying to damage it any more than it already is. We pop that down like that, and hopefully with a little bit of pressure, that's it. The dial's gone down. Are we still ticking? Yeah, only just. I think I caught it again with my finger. Okay, so that's the dial on. Now around the sides you've got little screw holes. Okay, so we've got all three screws are missing. That's a bit of a sad thing. Sad, sad, sad. So let's go and grab some quickly. I didn't realise that all three had gone. So you have to bear with me while I get some. Do. Right then. So let's just pop in one. Yeah, like that. There you go. I think the dial has moved a bit and it's caught where the second hand goes through. Nice if this went in, wouldn't it? There we go. To save you a lot of time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the one in for now until we get to where we need to be, because I'm sure. Wait a minute, there's one that I found earlier. So let's do. Let's see if we can do number 2 into there. Drop that in. Lovely. Can you see that? Yeah, there's number 2. I didn't realise. You probably can't see this now because it's hiding. There we're going in. Just see it. Yeah, see it going in. Didn't obviously realise that they were missing. There you go. What's next? Hands. I didn't put that in, did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay, that's good. So a pair of hands. I haven't test fitted these. I should have done really. I think they should be alright. They were sort of from an Elgin type place. Okay, we'll just get it lined up. Pop it down. 12 o'clock. There we go. That's close enough for me. Our hand. Get in. Even the dog's crying downstairs. Please, why are you going underneath? Let's get it on top so the hands line up. Horologists look away. Are we going to work? We're getting there. Line them up a bit. Because I don't forget these hands have come out of a parts box, so they're bound to be a little bit bent. No, I don't like that. See if we can straighten that up. Yeah, pop it off again. As I say, they're not perfectly lined up, but this video is about really how to get it going. It was oh dear Lord. It was never about making a perfect watch, because it was never going to be a perfect watch, because it's a watch that's made out of parts. See, it just wants to dive underneath it. Oh yeah, go on in. You stay there like that and I'll be happy, bunny. Yeah, you'll do. A little bit more pressure on that. It's not great, is it? But you get the kind of idea, don't you? Make out it's ticking. That's what I would do. Now, because the minute hand is so delicate. I don't like to put that on until the last minute. So again, what we did, we went through a box of cases. You can't see it very well, but old box of cases I had, and I found what I thought looked like the most appropriate case for the watch, which is this little gold one. Lots and lots of wear, loads of wear, but don't forget it's going on to a watch that's, I guess, getting on for 100 years old, so it's probably just an old watch. That's all it is. So putting the case on, pop out the crown. So there's going to be a lot of fingers in here for a little while. Now what we do, we have to angle it in to the winder. So we have to angle it into the winder, just like that. It's going to fit in this case. Yeah, there you go. Well, let's get the hands back together. They should be. I'm going to have to work on those hands, you know that, because I don't like that. So, now what we have to do very carefully is turn it back up so you can see where I'm at in the world. Case screws. There's one. Goes, can you see where am I? No, you can't. There you go. One there. What happened to the other one? Are you joking? You see, this is what happens. This is exactly what I was trying to explain to you happens. They go missing for no reason. Remember when I clumped the box and you heard it rattle? That was it going missing. So what I'm going to just try and do quickly is punch myself in the face. Put down just this one screw, so it kind of holds it. While I look for where that other screw went flying. I don't think I'm going to find it. I really don't think I'm going to find it. No. Is that over there? Why did that? No. Alright, what I'm going to do, bodgery again, because I haven't got one to hand. I'm going to use a half cut screw. It's half cut, not because it's been drinking. Oh no, we're too early for that. It's a half cut screw because it's only got half of a face on it. So there you go. So now you just have to bear with me while I lift it up a bit from the bottom side and just try and get it to hold in the case. Sorry about that, you missed that. Wasn't a lot to see really. So that's it. That's it back in its case, or a case. Sticking away. Let's shut it down. What does it say on? Oh yeah. What does it say on there? I don't suppose you can see it. Guaranteed to wear for 10 years. Guaranteed to wear for 10 years. So it's a gold plated case. It didn't do very well, did it? Mind you, think about it, it's probably 80, 90 years old, that case. Click the back shut. The final piece of the jigsaw. The minute hand. I get scared putting these on. I do get scared. But we're going in. Let's be brave. The times I've tried to put these in and stuck it down the side of the gap and everything stopped, and you think, oh, I wonder why that stopped. Dun, dun, dun. Da, 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 da. So because these are really delicate, I do like to use a pusher. This is it. If this goes wrong now, trust me, there's going to be tears. See that? See what's happened? I told you there'd be tears. Nah, it's just gone down a little bit too far. Just wants a little bit of prising up. There you go. Bear with me while I shut the case. Oh, I thought I broke the glass in. Did you hear that clunk? I thought there goes the glass. Well, will we set the hands? Let's pop it out. There we go. What time we got? 11:11. Okay, so I like to give it a good spin round, just to make sure that nothing's binding, none of the hands are clumping one another on the way around. Well, let's say it was 11:11. 11. Where have we gone? So we call it that, shall we? Pop it in. And there you go. Finito. Hang on a minute. Why did I move that and that's gone round there? Wait. 11, 12. 11, 12, isn't it? Oh man, I'm upside down today. There we go. There you go. Finito. I don't know what you're going to make of all of that, but there it is. And just to remind you, there is the serial number 2742, and there is its aunt, uncle, sister, cousin, I don't know what you want to call it. 2741. Maybe I should have done this one first. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Well, there it is. I suppose this is a resurrection in its own way. Right, now, I'm not going to do any more building today. So there you go. Have a look, have an enjoyment. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Well, I went downstairs and had a cup of tea after I finished that video, and I couldn't get the hands out of my head, you know, and I just thought, no, I can't live with that. That would drive me mad. So I came back up, and as you can see, I've adjusted the hands now so that they, when it's on 12 o'clock, everything lines up perfectly. On the 12 o'clock, and because I'd gone to the trouble of putting the hands right, I decided to pop the back open, and if you remember, we had a half screw. I don't see that yet. Probably see it. One of them was called a half screw for the case. Why won't that focus? One was called a half screw for the case, and I decided to put a full screw in. So now it's got a full screw both sides. I thought the old watch deserved it. It was made out of nothing, just some bits and pieces, and it was troubling me. So I had to fix it, and there you go. So you can see the hands did line up correctly at 12 o'clock when I had eventually finished it. So there you go.